there, and welcome to this lesson. In this video, we are going to be going over how to weave in your ends. So I have here a piece that I have crocheted, and I have two different ends here. So the first one that I'm going to show you how to weave in is going to assume that this piece is all the same color. Because I want you to see a really good technique for weaving in ends when a piece is all one color. So all you're going to do is you are going to insert your needle and pull it through. And we're going to do this a few times across the top. All right, we'll go one more time here as we pull it through. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave it down on the other side. So we're going to pull it up here, and I'm actually going to go in between these stitches. And what this does is it gives this a little bit more sturdiness, so it's not as likely to pull out of your piece. This actually works out well that they're two different colors, because I can show you exactly what this looks like when I am all done. And also too, one thing to note while I am doing this is that you can use multiple different tools to weave in your ends. I like to just use my crochet hook because it's super simple, but I know some other people like to use a tapestry hook. And depending upon the piece that you are crocheting, if you have super tight stitches, then it may be advantageous for you to use a tapestry hook over a crochet needle. In this case, this piece is super flexible, so it's easy for me to get in there with my hook, and I'm not going to distort anything. So you can see that I've made kind of an X pattern going through, and now I'm just going to go back through the top here and pull the last little pieces up in. Basically over what we did previously. Alrighty, there we go. So now we have done a pretty good weave in. I'm just going to stretch it a little bit to make sure that I haven't distorted anything. And with this last little tail here, I can just come in and cut that off. And also one thing to note too is you want to do this on the wrong side of the pattern. So let's say this was the pretty side, this is going to be the right side. You want to do this on the wrong side. And me pulling it has distorted it a little bit, but that's okay. So now, because this is two different colors, this makes it a little bit more difficult to weave in this end up at the top. So you're basically going to do the same thing. You just want to make sure that you are matching the colors so it doesn't look odd when you are weaving in the different colors. So you can see here, like, when I wove it in over the white yarn, it looks very weird and it disrupts the pattern. So you don't want to do that if you want something to actually look pretty. So as you can see, this is very simple to do. It's just very tedious, and quite honestly is my least favorite part of crocheting. Usually because by the time I'm done with a pattern, it's taken me forever because my household is crazy. And So by the time I actually get done with something, I'm just ready to be done with it. Like I want to move on to the next cool pattern and with pretty yarn that I've already set my heart on doing, but you know, I wanted to finish that one project. So once I get to the end, weaving in ends is the last thing that I want to do, and quite frankly, 50% of the time, I never bother actually weaving in the ends. Oh, guilty secret of mine. But you should always weave in your ends to make your piece look pretty. So as you can see here, I wove in the end up into the top, and you can't even see it. Now, I did not end up cutting this piece. I wanted to keep it longer because it's not as secure as weaving it into the actual pattern. So I just left that one long and wove it all the way through across the top. So that is weaving in ends, guys. It is super easy. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to pop into the Facebook group and ask. Again, we're always here to support you. But we will see you guys in the next lesson.